Hey, what's up? It's Julian, and today I want to talk about the sixth season that you go through when you're growing. So let's go. All right. So oftentimes with the men that I coach and just, people in general, they get to this place of like, I just want to quit. And the reason they want to quit is not because they're weak. It's because they don't know what season they're in, right? Like imagine if you knew exactly like where you were on the map, right? If you knew exactly that in 5 minutes you're going to get home, are you going to continue on the road? Yes, you are, right? But oftentimes inside of business and inside of growth, like people don't really know. So it's kind of like this place of like, I just don't really know. Am I on the right track? Am I doing the right thing? And I get it. Okay. So my reason for making this podcast is for you to be able to identify where you are and know what is coming and how to get there. All right. So let's go. 6. First one is the uninformed, or we're going to call this uninformed optimism. Okay. But first, before we go, I want you to think of two things. Okay. I want you to see yourself like here, right? Point A, and then think of going up, top corner, point B. Okay. So this is where you want to go. This is your new peak. So currently your current peak, your current reality, and then B, your goal where you want to aim. Okay. Now from there, we're going to go down like there's a pit, and then up like we're going up a mountain. Okay. So this is a visual that I want you to have. All right. And this is going to be inside the YouTube video. This is going to be the thumbnail so you can see it. Okay. All right. Number 1. The first thing is this uninformed optimism. So uninformed optimism, pretty much what it is like you're optimistic, you're excited. This is like anybody that starts a journey, right? Inside of fitness, marriage, business, writing a book, you name it. You're excited. You know that there's things you're going to have to learn. Like you're excited, but you're uninformed, right? Like you cannot know everything because you haven't done everything. You haven't gone through this journey. Okay. And oftentimes you start alone. Very few start with a coach. Most people start alone. They want to just learn it themselves. Okay. So uninformed optimism. As the journey starts, now we go down towards the pit. Season number 2. Now we are informed pessimism. So you're there and you start to realize the amount of work required. You're like, holy shit. Okay, there's going to be a lot of work here. Like there's a lot of things that I need to do, right? Inside of like business ownership, you start to see that there is sales, marketing, advertising, legal, HR, taxes, optics. You start to see like, oh my gosh, there's like so many pieces. I just want to do my art. I just want to do and here, like I have all this thing, operations, all these things I have to do, right? Instead of marriage, you start to realize, oh my gosh, I have to like learn how to communicate better. Like I can't just come in and just be me. No, you have to learn like, how do we be us? Right? You have to learn. And so in this season, you start to see that there's a lot of things that need to happen. Like work adds up and you start to just feel like, wow, I don't know if I can keep up. Like the seeds of doubt start to creep in. You just don't know if you can keep up. Okay. Then we get into this place of the valley of death or the valley of despair. Okay. If you like that word better. So the valley of death or the valley of despair. So this is the place where like 90% of people quit. Why? Because they get here and it feels like they're not moving anymore, right? That's why it's called a valley, because it's like this. It goes down and it's almost like, like a straight line. Like you're not really seeing progress. Things are harder. Inside of entrepreneurship, it might be like when the money is getting tight, the walls are closing in. Instead of relationship, it might be like, we start having more arguments, right? Like things are starting to suck. You're in the sucky stage. And most people quit there because this is a decision-making time. This is when you realize like, wow, I knew there was things I knew. I knew there was things I did not know. And now I'm realizing that there's things I don't even know I don't know. And so those that continue and move up are those that get coaching, a guide, right? If you think of like the hero's journey, right? It's famous. The hero's journey is what they use in all all great movie, right? There's a hero, he comes in, he has the calls for the adventure, then he goes, and then something happened, and it's bad, and it's really bad, and then a guide comes in. Yoda. Or somebody else. A guide comes in, right? And so the guide comes in, and the guide helps the hero understand where to go. Like, gives the hero a different perspective, gives him tools, show him things that he didn't even know. Like I said, things you know, things you don't know, and things you don't even know you don't know. And this is when a transformation happens. This is when you become something different, right? I've shared that before. It's like this, right? Most people go through changes. They don't go through transformation. Changes means that you're going to eventually go back to what you were, right? Think of it as a triangle. It's a triangle, and the triangle keeps on turning. And eventually, the triangle goes back to the same exact shape. But inside of the changes, the triangle looks different. But really, it's still the same triangle, just turning and turning and turning until it comes back to facing up. Right? Whereas transformation is like the triangle becomes a square. The square becomes a circle. The circle becomes a star. That's my star sign. Becomes a star. Right? You're becoming something different. But transformation doesn't happen until you get into the pit, until you have guidance, until you have somebody there to support you, a community, a coach, a guide. So you can see that you're in the forest when you're like stuck and you're like, what the hell am I? I see trees. It's like, yeah, you're in the forest, man. Let's get out of here. Follow me. But the guide does that. Okay? So the guide also takes you to this number 4, the 4th season or the 4th stage, which is a compelling vision. Like, why do we need to get the hell out of here? Right? If you don't have this compelling vision to take you from here to there, like, why in the world would you even go? Like, why would you go? Bro, you won't go. Because it's hard. Because you know now the amount of work that is required to move. You know now that although it felt like freedom, you're still a prisoner. I said that before, like everybody wants to be a king, but not every king is a free man. Everybody wants to be a king, but not every king is a free man. At this stage, you understand that there's a lot of gaps inside of your plan. That there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Right? And so we go. Compelling vision. We know where we're going. We know exactly what it looks like, what it smells like, what it sounds like. We're moving. And then we get to the next step, which is now we are informed. Informed optimism. We're excited. We know the work needs to be done. We got the support. We got the guide. We got the direction. We know where we've been. We just got transformed. We're excited, ready. Yes, we got hurt. Yes, we got some cuts. Our blood is somewhere close to us. Like we can see behind us the trail, the bodies. We can see the people that died in the valley of death. They stay there. We can see those that were like, I'm going back, because that hill going back is smaller than the one moving forward. We can see it. And then we understand that we're different. And so we move with our guide, with our community, with our tribe. One helping another. Informed optimism. And from informed optimism, we get to the 6th stage, the 6th season. Success and fulfillment. Yes. This is when you've done it. You've achieved a goal. You got to the top of that peak. And so is it the end? No, it's not. Because you realize that now, this new peak that you're at is actually the bottom of the next climb. See, that cycle never ends. The cycle of death and rebirth. The cycle of pit to peak. Peak, pit, peak. Never ends. But some people decide to just sit. They decide to just sit for a minute because it's hard, because it hurts. And so they stay. And sometimes they fall asleep at that new peak. And something happened to wake them up and they go again on this journey, the call to adventure. Right? So if you're in this place and you want to quit, maybe you're there. You're in the valley of death, the valley of despair, and you just don't know what to do. And if that's you, reach out. Click the link in the bio here in the summary. Or go to julianmarion.org, send me a message, or go to Instagram at JulianInspires, and let's connect. Let's map out your pit to peak, your problem, your possibilities, and what does the bridge look like for you? So it gives you clarity. Because maybe the only thing that you need at this stage is you're in such a shitty place right now, right? Maybe your health is bad, your relationship with your spouse is bad, right? Maybe your business is a shit. You're like, man, I don't have a big runway, and you just don't know what to do. And what you need is a compelling vision. Or maybe what you need is like somebody to watch your six, somebody that can show you a different perspective because you've just been stuck. Or if you're one of the guys that I'm specialized in, dynamic leaders that unintentionally emotionally abuse their family, then I got you. I understand you. I know what it feels like to be in a place where you have all this energy and you get home and you just don't know what to do because all this energy is just not received the same way at home. Because at home, we have no brakes, right? It's like a car that drives 150 miles an hour. You have the capacity to drive 150, but you don't drive 150 in a school zone, right? And you don't drive 150 in a neighborhood. So why, when we get home, we just no brake, we all out? Right? Because yes, it's safe. But at the same time, your family has no chance. Because you naturally operate at that level. They don't. And so when you come in with all of that energy like a dragon, you just burn everything. You don't give them a chance to be. So what do? They just say, we accept you for who you are. But does that make it good? Does that make it right that they accept you, the abuser, for who you are? And you're not doing it on purpose. You're a good guy. You're a good man. You're just not. You just don't understand like how to go and operate. Right? So listen, if this is you, just send me a DM. Okay? Send me a message. Let's connect. Let's map that stuff out. All right? But listen, I hope this helped. I hope you could see where you are, where you're stuck. Are you in 1? Are you in 2? Are you in 3? Valley of despair? Or are you number 4 and you have this compelling vision, but you still feel like you're missing some pieces? If so, reach out. I got you. All right? But it's Julian signing off, saying remember to release it, the ego, the emotions, the feelings, the think you know better. I had to release a whole lot of those before I could get out of my valley of death and valley of despair. So remember to release it. Remember to be seen. That means you got to comment, you got to like, you have to be seen. Stop just being a spectator like 99% of people. Just be there. Be seen. And the last one, don't hide. What does that mean? You strong? Show up. You weak? Show up. You feel good? Show up. You feel bad? Show up. Because listen, life is made of all those small moments. The moments when we're strong, the moments when we're weak. The moments where things are good, the moments when we have tears. This is life, all those moments. So the more you can be present, you can be here in all those moments in your life, the more you can enjoy your life. All right, so release it, be seen, don't hide. Talk to you soon.